Hey friends, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Christine and we are officially in this house out of ketchup. I have none downstairs, but I do have all the ingredients. 7 ingredients, and I bet you have it in your kitchen too. So while I whip up a batch, I just want to show you how easy it is. So come on with. Okay, so first things first, we are actually just going to add everything into our pot that we're going to simmer. And I just kind of have everything pretty much measured out here. We are going to start with a 1/4 cup of filtered water. And if you don't have filtered water, you can actually get water from your tap and then just let it sit out overnight, and that gets rid of all the different chemicals. So kind of a pretty small amount of liquid. And then we have 2 cans of the tomato paste. And I'm just gonna scoop that out. Okay, so the 2 cans of tomato paste, a 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar, and that's for the acidity level of it, more or less to taste. A lot of people just use regular vinegar. And actually I'm pulling out my one whisk here to kind of get everything melded together. And then some people do also use sugar in their mix, and I'm just trying to go as natural as I can, use what I have. And we've got some of our friends' maple syrup, and that is a 1/4 cup. So there's the sweetness instead of like the granulated sugar. So 1/4 cup of maple syrup. And then I know it looks lumpy and bumpy right now, but once we simmer it, it will all meld together really nicely. And now for the spices, and you know, spices are to taste. I'm going to be going in with a 1/2 teaspoon of my Redmond's real salt. And you can keep that kind of handy, and as you're simmering it, you know, do it to taste, but I find that the 1/2 teaspoon is plenty. And then we are going in with some organic garlic powder. Powder kind of tends to go a little bit further than salt. So I am adding a 1/4 teaspoon of that. That's the garlic powder. And then also a 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. It just seems to simmer a little bit better with the powder forms. And I'm just going right up against this bag, which I have to add to my jars yet, but 1/4 teaspoon of that. And that's it, friends. You are not even gonna believe what this tastes like. And if you look at the ingredients on the back of this, it says organic tomato concentrate, organic sugar, which we did not use, organic distilled vinegar, salt, and then organic onion powder and organic spices, whatever the spices are. So I'm just kind of sticking to this recipe, which I know is one that we like. And now we're gonna go get it on the stove and get it simmering for about 10 minutes. Okay, as you can see, I don't have it all quite stirred in together. So I'm gonna get that going. I'm gonna get my stove on, probably just above low. I don't wanna scorch it. And that's the other trick. You wanna make sure and use a pot that has a little bit thicker of a bottom, because it's kind of a little more sensitive to heat with the apple cider vinegar in there. So I'm gonna get this moving and then we'll come back when it's actually simmering. Okay, it's just starting to simmer. I switched over to a spoon so I can get a little better stir on it. And so I'm just gonna set the timer for about 10 minutes now and let it do its thing, so that all these seasonings and flavors can kind of meld together. And then I've got my testing spoon out, so we'll give it a test taste and see if it needs anything else. Okay, there's my timer. So I'm gonna get this turned off, and you can kind of see how it's thickened up. And we are going to let this cool so we can get it in our jars. Actually, I'll probably just do one big one, because we've got the summer, you know, this will be good at least 2 to 3 weeks in your fridge. You know, it's just my husband and I here, but we will have some company and such. So next thing's next, I'm gonna kind of spread it out and get it cooling and get it off of this burner. Okay, I'm gonna give it a little test taste while it's cooling down. Yeah. It's got the tanginess of regular ketchup, so I'm really happy with this recipe. So I'm gonna let it finish cooling. It looks like about another 5 minutes or so, and then we'll get it scooped up and into the jars. Okay, I just brought it over and it's pretty much cooled down. So I have a pint mason jar ready to go in the fridge. So I'm just gonna get this spooned out and you'll get to see like the beautiful consistency of it. Just like regular ketchup where, you know, it'll stick to something. It's not watery at all. And I just love this recipe. It yields a really decent amount, good enough for my husband and I. And obviously you can double the recipe, triple the recipe if you need a larger amount. But this way, you know exactly what's in it. And you don't have to worry about a ton of different ingredients where you can't read the name. Oh yeah, that's turning out so good. Let me just scrape this down. I'm gonna tamp it down. That's the other kind of trick. And I just wanna get every last little bit. And like I said, usually you have some tomato paste laying around. And obviously, you know, using organic ingredients helps with, you know, not having so many chemicals in our system, etc. But that's the way to do it. Make your own, make it, don't buy it, and especially if you have the time. And my husband and I have the time to do it. And this way you only have to do it once, you know, every so many weeks, and just make a big enough batch. I actually also do the same thing with mustard, so I'll have to show you that video, and that is even easier. All right, so there we go. There's my nice thick ketchup, and the taste test went well. I'm really happy with it. So let's get this video closed up. There we go, friends. I told you it was simple. You put the ingredients in your pot. Make sure it's a little bit thicker of a pot on the bottom so as to not burn it or scorch it, and wait for it to simmer for at least 10 minutes, let it cool, and put it in the jar. It really can't be much easier than that, except for going to the store and buying it yourself. And with gas prices going up, you know, if you have it in your house, take the time to make it yourself. So I just wanted to show you the lovely consistency of this. I mean, it is, do the test. It will absolutely stick to a brat or hamburger or hot dog, no problem. I love the consistency of this specific recipe. I've tried a few other recipes in the past, and the simplicity of this one and the taste is delicious. And I think the apple cider vinegar gives it that great acidity level, tanginess like you expect from ketchup. So I personally love using apple cider vinegar. A lot of other recipes just say straight vinegar. I think the apple just gives it that extra little zhuzh. So thanks for stopping by my little channel when I had a project to do. And if you like videos like this, hit that like and subscribe. And I will see you next time on Christine's Routines. Take care and God bless. Now I'm gonna get this in the fridge. And look what we are out of. Wait a minute. Can't tell what it is, but you know what it is. So as I go through and whip up a batch, take a look in your own kitchen to see if you have it. Have the ingredients. Well, that was going good. And you won't even believe how simple it is. Maybe you can try it next time. So come on with. Does it make sense?